Hey, and welcome to Monday Night Football, where Soccer Town USA comes to you, brought to you by Elliott Media. And a big thank you right off the bat to Matt Gadsden Community Center for allowing us to use this space. Juan, exciting week last week.
Yes, quite exciting week. We had quite a few games. We had big region implications last week. We have those updated standings up on our Facebook page now.
Thanks to you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll share it later. We'll discuss it later on the show. But
hey, wait. Before we go much further, let's discuss your weekend there, buddy. You're becoming like a regular at Atlanta United games. It's almost like you got an in somewhere.
So we split tickets with a friend of ours. Mm-hmm. We've been splitting them for the last couple of years. So we have 2 tickets that we split with him in the corner kick. So my wife was able to get a very good shot of Messi taking a corner between here and maybe like.
So it just so happened that your ticket rotation ended up on Inter Miami and in the Messi game.
Well, he couldn't make it, so she took his spot, and then my sister-in-law took the other. A good friend of ours they had their club season ticket holders in the suite section. They weren't able to go, and he had said, "Hey, we're not going to go. If you want to go, here's 5 tickets," and so we were able to use those as well.
Okay, so the Uncle Arthur suite last week and Messi this week. I'm just trying to keep track. Why don't you hit us with the OptiLink scoreboard?
OptiLink scoreboard. Well, thank you very much, Todd. We had quite a busy week last week. Just right off the bat, let's go. On Tuesday, we had both Northwest boys and girls taking on Lafayette, both 9-0 wins over Lafayette. Dalton Academy boys and girls, Dalton Academy going down to Dade County 10-0. Dalton Academy boys winning 2-0. Murray County with a 4-3 win, girls in PKs, boys losing to Ringo 3-0. North Murray versus Union County, the girls losing 4-0. The boys losing winning 3-2. Dalton beating Cartersville, girls 8-2, and then the boys 7-0. Christian Harris playing Gordon Central, losing both on the girls' side 3-1, boys 1-0. Northwest staying undefeated, beating Heritage 6-0 on the girls' side, 5-1 on the boys.
Go Bruins.
Coahulla Creek taking on North Cobb Christian, the girls winning 1-0, boys winning 4-1. North Murray playing Ridgeland, the girls winning in PKs, so 4-3. Boys winning 4-1. Christian Heritage playing Chattooga. The girls winning 2-1. The boys winning 10-0. Dalton Academy playing Gordon Central. The girls losing 8-0 and the boys 1-0. Murray County playing Union County. The girls losing 6-3 and the boys with a dub 3-2. And then the final match, El Clásico, Southeast girls, Dalton boys beating Southeast girls 2-0, and then the boys beating them 3-0. And with that, we'll go to commercial break, and when we do come back, we'll have more insight into the Clásico matchup.
I'm Dr. Michelle Little.
And I'm Dr. Kayla Giabo with Foundation Direct Family Care. We wanted to start a membership-based primary care practice.
But we're doctors, not business people.
I'm Kylie Roy with Biltwell Bank. I listen to their pitch and help them scale from startup to owning their own building.
Biltwell sees the value of small businesses in the community and supports their ingenuity.
Because every business owner doesn't have an MBA, our bank is Biltwell.
Member FDIC.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on. That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles. And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us.
Hey, that's our part.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football. And as mentioned, Todd, we are – well, let's acknowledge we're down.
We haven't even acknowledged the fact that Diego's not even here.
Well, let's acknowledge the fact Diego's out. He just had a slight family emergency or some kind of situation, so he's not able to make the show today. Everything's fine. He just had to go take care of some stuff. He should be back on the show next week.
We'll try to do you proud, Diego.
But he did say that it probably worked out well that he's not here because as you all know, he is the Roy Alvaron for Southeast this year. Even though I'm an alum as well, but I try to stay biased now because I've been called out a lot in public. by people, but
yeah, but he was hot. He said it was probably best he wasn't going to be here because he was hot about Southeast. So with that being said, let's kick it off. Let's go to El Clásico, el
femenil, El Clásico femenil on the girls' side.
Part 1, right. So this one was Friday night's games was just for region. There are no Soccer City Cup implications on this one. Dalton come out 2-0 winners. Goals by Kendra Delgado on a nice free kick, and then the second one by Ashley Estrada. Juan, I know you only got to be there for part of the evening. What was your take on the game?
The game, I felt like the first half, I felt like it was pretty, a little bit even. Dalton did control a little bit more of the possession, a little more of the play. They had the better opportunities. Southeast was there. Sometimes they were just a little discombobulated. Mm-hmm. The big thing is, and she's a great player. Maya Camacho is probably one of their better players or the best player at Southeast. It's just when she drops down too far, they're doing a long ball up, but she's no longer up at the top to assist because she's trying to help down.
Right.
I think they need to be able to figure out, like, hey, we need you to stay up top so you can do that. Have faith in your teammates that they will be able to control the midfield and the defense to be able to make those stops and those outlets. Because when she drops down, I know she's doing it to be a great teammate. And I think, from my understanding, that in club ball, that's where she plays. She's more of a center mid type player. You used to play in that role, so sometimes, obviously, when you're playing on your high school team, you play out of position sometimes. But overall, I think that's just the biggest. If they can keep her up and have everyone else, playing what they're supposed to play, and then have trust and faith in it, then I think they'll be okay.
Well, I'm trying not to focus too much on her play, but I did feel like Southeast was trying to stay compact in the back. I think they were very leery of Dalton's attack up front. So I think that limited Southeast going forward. And I think when you see that played out on the field, it ended up with the forwards, whoever it may be, Maya or otherwise, they were kind of on an island up there with not a lot going on. Now, having said that, there were a few plays that I thought Southeast had a chance to convert on, specifically in the second half. You had a corner kick and that came across the face of the goal, and nobody got a foot or a head on. All it needed was a touch. And I just felt in this game that if Southeast could just get on the board and get some confidence, and that was when it was still 1-0, then you were really going to have a game. But it just didn't materialize, and it almost – the two games I felt were similar, the boys and the girls. Dalton was a lot like a constrictor. You never really felt like they didn't have control of the game, even though the scoreline was close, but it was just ever tightening until it was just over.
Yeah, and also give credit to Coach Almodova for Dalton High on the girls' side. He had a game plan. The game plan was to focus on their best players and to make sure that they couldn't control the game, and his team went in. I don't know if you noticed, but they try to play out a lot from the back and try to open it out on the wings to use their speed and their agility out on the wings there. So, I mean, it was a well-deserved win.
That Kendra Delgado free kick was fire.
Yes.
And we have an interview coming up with her. But, that free kick was spot on. And Diego called it. He goes, this thing's going in. He's like, I can just tell by how they're lined up.
He is I know he doesn't want to take credit for being a Dalton, but he is a Dalton whisperer on free kicks.
He is.
I'm just going to tell you that. Like Northwest game, when he pulls out his camera and there's anything within 30 yards, they go in. And I'm assuming he had his camera out on this one, right? And it went in. But like I said, well deserved.
Let's talk a little bit about where Dalton's headed. 4-0 in the region, sitting on top. Big clash tomorrow night with Allatoona. I have a feeling that game is going to decide region. That seems to be the vibe. We know Allatoona has been strong. They've already taken down Northwest. I think that was 5-1 Southeast. I think that was 5-2 or something. Very similar scoreline. So we kind of know what they're up against. Almondova is going to have a game plan.
So Dalton is, and knowing him, he's scouting. That's the thing about him. He really scouts. He looks at the video. He looks at tape, see who their players are. He tries to shut down those weaknesses. And like you said, this is going to be the battle for first place in Region 7 and 4A. Dalton has a 4-0 record. Allatoona has a 4-0 record. So whoever wins is going to hold the driver's seats for the region championship, and obviously getting home field advantage first and second round.
Right.
Even so, it's going to be tight. You know, they Alatoona has the D1 commit in Citadel. Denson, family owned, family related to Fort of Dalton. So so we'll see how that goes.
That team is deep. They're talented. Like I said, if Dalton can pull this off, that's going to be a scalp for the Dalton High girls for sure, and we'll put them in the driver's seat for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So we'll
and
see how
really
that plays
quick,
out.
I mean, let's look at Southeast really quick in the last minute that we have, but they're sitting at an overall 5-4 record, 1-2 in region, which currently has them in fifth in the region. But they've gotten the toughest games out of the way, which is Alatoona and Dalton. So really now, if they just run the table, they can end the season at potentially 5-2 in the region, and could have a 3 seed, or if something happens in the within someone gets more than 2 losses up there, potentially 2 seed. So they still have a lot to play for.
They have a lot to play for, but they can't trip up. This is a must-win week. 2 games: Hiram, Cartersville. You got to take them both.
Correct. So
you got early season playoff pressure in the middle of the season. So
yeah, but like I said, we'll see how it goes. This is where where your mentality's made and stuff like that. But
let's leave you with we're going to go to break, but as we do, we're going to leave you with an interview that Diego got with Kendra Delgado, free kick, goal scorer versus Southeast. Stay with us.
Welcome, everybody. I got me a special guest right here, Kendra Delgado. Kendra just finished a shutout here at Raider Nation. How does a victory away from home feel, especially one so close as a rival as Southeast is?
It feels great, honestly, especially with a team like this. We all play club together, and that rivalry is huge between us. So it's a great victory for us, especially coming in with a big game next. So I'm glad we secured this spot so far.
What does a win like this do overall for your feelings as the season as a whole? Talk to me about the season as a whole now that this game's over.
It's definitely an uplifter for all of us. I think this game we stuck to our assignments the most, and the coaches did make a show of letting us know to do that on the field. So I think this was a really good matchup, especially with our Alatoona coming up on Tuesday, like I said. So it's definitely going to be a game to look back to.
And what do you think we can look forward to in the rest of the games that we have left for this season, both region and non-region?
Definitely more intensity, if not like this, from every single one of the players. I think everyone is doing an awesome job in their portion, and we have a lot of underclassmen stepping up too.
I appreciate you. Any last words you want to say before we head off?
I think that's it.
Hey, there you go. Appreciate your time. Thank you, Kendra. There y'all go.
Why should you choose OptiLink Internet?
I chose OptiLink because of the great local service. We know computers, and OptiLink knows internet with high-speed symmetrical uploads and downloads.
My customers depend on me for safety and security, and I need fast and dependable internet. That's why I chose OptiLink.
Some people say you can't have fast internet. I say, oh yes you can with OptiLink.
Experience the difference. Call today, 706-529-1313.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football, and we are rolling right along, and now we're going to talk about a classical on the boys' side. This is the Dalton versus Southeast, which is a big region game. Let's just go in there. Like, Dalton is coming in on a roll, undefeated on the year. I think ranked number 1 in the state, number 3 or 4 in the nation in Max Preps standings. Southeast, a little bit of a struggle. They were on a 2-game losing streak and a region losing streak at that.
Yeah.
Coming into this one, big region game. They needed this.
The trajectories were completely different for these two. The body language was completely different. And my big concern coming into this game was what I saw, the Southeast versus Northwest. And I was like, if that's the Southeast we see that walks out versus Dalton, like, this is going to be ugly. And I was concerned about that. I will say right off the bat, that is not what we saw. That is not the body language I saw. That wasn't the energy level that I saw. And I was grateful. And so for the first half, well, let's just talk about the first 10 minutes of this game.
I missed it. I caught it on NFHSA because my daughter had a soccer game on Friday night.
Mine's being a good dad, being like,
Well, I had to go support her, but I put it up and I watched it because NFHS is like 2 minutes behind.
Yeah.
So when you all would text, say, oh, PK, I was like, all right, let me pay attention to this. So, yeah, go right in. How many? 3 PKs in the first 10, 15 minutes?
It was wild. And here's what I'll say about any of them. If the PK went against you and you asked like you're feeling on it, like it was undeserved. And on the other foot, like if you thought it was for your team, you'd be like, oh, it was deserved. It was just one of those, right? The first one was Southeast.
Yes. Yeah. So let's revert that. So it's the Southeast. Yes.
So it was a Southeast miss. Joseph Pena steps up to take the free kick
to the right.
He pushes it to the right. You can watch it. It's not the best hit ball in terms of like power. And the Dalton keeper is able to get down to his
left.
Looks
like he didn't really struggle to stop it at all.
He didn't. And here's the thing. You thought that Southeast had to have an early goal to get up, right?
Yeah.
And to kind of get that motivation, stir that belief, and that they can get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And you thought that was the moment, but Dalton keeper steps up big. I know Joseph Pena wants that back. Everybody that's played any amount of time has been in that position where you just like to have it back. And so all of a sudden, Dalton's amped up, go to the other end, less than 5 minutes later, PK, Chapis Garcia, he steps up to take it, buries it, and we have that one too, so we can roll that. He buries this PK, puts Dalton up 1-0. Now you've totally flipped the script on the momentum
and he amps
of the game.
up the crowd too, right?
Yeah.
Like
yes.
Because Southeast, I don't know, the corner kicks, the flags have the Southeast emblem.
Mm-hmm.
I guess some boys took notice of that, and after they scored, they went and celebrated a little bit.
Yeah. Chavis grabbed a hold of that flag and shook it up in the air, and I don't know if it said, the flag made an offensive statement, but he threw it down. I was like, man, bro, what did that flag do to you? And for his troubles, he got a yellow card. Now,
it got some much-needed juice into the game. This is what the rivalry that I think you said lacked when Northwest and Southeast played. It didn't have that quite intensity, and I think this game had the intensity. There was multiple yellows there that led to a red card as well.
Yeah.
But let's just put it where it's at. Dalton came in, did what they had to do.
Yeah.
They got another free PK, which Southeast could have gone down 2-0 within the first 15 minutes. They stopped a PK, so they were only down 1-0. Could have been potentially 1-1. This could have been a totally different game.
Right. So if you take out the fact that Southeast gave up a PK, they gave up, kind of a fluke goal, and they gave up one on a counterattack when they were trying to get back in the game. I mean, that really, if you take, there wasn't a lot between them. It was not a pretty game to watch. Let's just be honest.
And what I heard, I did hear on Saturday. I was at a family at a function at a birthday party, and there were some Southeast fans and parents there. And
surely
I did
not
ask
at a 1-0.
but I did ask. I said, "What's they think of the game?" They said, "Look, they played way better. The intensity was more than it was against Northwest because they didn't know. Now, if they can bring that intensity to each game that's left in the region, then I think they have a chance. But they have an uphill battle to climb. They are currently 0-3 in the region. Fifth, I think it's
there's
0-3. They're in fifth. They have to win out the remaining 4 games, and then hope that Cass or something happens to them and loses. Right now, Dalton's running away with it.
Yeah,
I think they're undefeated along with Alatoona. That'll be decided tomorrow. Obviously, I think Dalton is the favorite in that. They should be hopefully coming out on top. But you don't know. Like you don't know there's going to be a letdown after a Classico. You know how the big game then leading up. But if there's anything we know about the coaching staff that's at Dalton, Coach Chiefs, he will have them zoned in and ready to go. So,
well, we'll see what happens. Southeast has Hiram this week. I expect that they will kind of end this negative run they're on. But then you just got to keep it rolling. And they've dug themselves in this hole, and the only thing that's going to work is winning out from here on. Otherwise, I hate to say it, but you're flirting with disaster. And it sounds unconscionable to even say out loud, maybe not making playoffs.
And
yeah. So
can he say that again?
No, I will not. So
not making playoffs.
Oh, I'm just saying that.
I mean, I don't think
if you drop another one, you're flirting with it.
And I don't think that has happened for sure since maybe 2013. I think they've qualified for playoffs every year, even after they won a state in 2017. I know 2018 was a little. They had a little setback year, but I think they still made playoffs. I just don't think that.
It's been a long time since we've said it, and it's definitely unexpected when you say that out in the public that, you're kind of looking at this situation. But anyway, they control their destiny from here on. Like, win out, and odds are you're going to be in. You just can't afford any more slip-ups from here
And
on.
I see that you guys were able to get an interview with Luis Favela. So as we get ready to go to commercial break, check out this interview from Luis Favela as he discusses the game against Southeast High School.
Hello, everybody. Man, what a night. What a result right here with Luis Favela. Luis, brother, man, what a story for you. What a night. There's so many things I want to ask you, but first off, how does it feel? You just shut off a big rival 3-0 here against Southeast in Raider Nation. How do you feel, brother?
It feels good. I mean, it's a rivalry game, so we always want to win the game. I mean, it's my senior year, too, so it's pretty glad to get our first game against them to win. Hopefully the next one is a win.
Let me talk about that your senior year. Not only that, my brother, I mean, you're coming back from an injury. Talk about what it's like coming back to this type of season that y'all are having.
It was tough. I mean, last year coming off that injury, the season that happened, I mean, with everyone, with all the things that happened, me not being able to play, I mean, seeing them play was big. Like, I just wanted to be on the field, and I mean, I'm happy to be back because with my team, with my friends, senior year, getting to play with my boys again.
Good feeling. Winning against Southeast, I mean, that's always got to be a little extra special, coming from Alton. What does this win do for the rest of the season?
I mean, it pushes we just want to work harder, pushes us to work harder, and it's a regional. A better chance to get first place, and we just keep going from here.
There you go. And then what do you see or hope to see, other than winning, of course, as the rest of the season progresses for you on a personal level?
Well, I've set my goal to beat Omar Hernandez on that goal.
Hey, you hear that, Omar?
I have a personal goal scoring more goals than I did my sophomore year.
And there you go, my brother. Appreciate you for your time, my brother. Good game today. Go enjoy the weekend, brother.
Here's two of the nicest guys in the car business.
Hey, it's Eddie and Greg for North Georgia Toyota. We're taking a little break from doing commercials, do a little fishing. Hey, I'm not fishing, I'm catching. All right, hang in there, don't let it get away.
Don't let your big deal get away at North Georgia Toyota.
Greg, somebody's gonna say, we can't do that. What do we say? We say, oh yes, we can. And it's only at North Georgia Toyota in Dalton. Come see us. Bring it in.
Why should you choose OptiLink Internet?
When I work from home, I need fast, reliable internet. OptiLink provides that with no hidden fees.
Our customers depend on us for great service and quality. And that's why we chose OptiLink Internet.
As we serve the needs of our clients, we need reliable internet service. That's why I chose OptiLink as my hometown provider.
Some people say you can't get fast internet. I say, oh yes you can with OptiLink.
Experience the difference. Call today.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football. And as we said, we've already, we've talked about the big matchup. Obviously, that was the Classico Southeast versus Dalton. Dalton coming on top. And now let's go ahead and get into some other games that took on this place. Todd, your neck of the woods on the north side of the county. Let's talk about Coahulla Creek and North Cobb Christian.
Yeah, let's flip back to the first game was on Friday night. On Classico. So let's roll back a little bit to Thursday. I was doing the heavy lifting, bringing in the interviews, getting it done. I was at two different schools that night. So, we'll start out with Coahulla Creek. They were entertaining North Cobb Christian, which, we didn't know anything about.
No.
We just said, hey, it's somewhere in Cobb County. It's a private Christian school, probably pretty decent. And we were spot on with that. Coahulla Creek girls get a 1-0 win over North Cobb with Jocelyn signs her first goal as a Coahulla Creek Lady Colt. Are they Lady Colt?
Yeah.
I don't guess they're okay.
Yeah, Lady Colt.
Lady Colt. So her first goal, and let's see, they are currently 2-1 in region.
Yeah.
They have Sonoraville, Rockmart, and Murray this week. It's a 3-game week for the girls, only to be one-upped by the guys.
I didn't want to say
who's going to be playing 4 this week. We'll get to that.
Yes, but you're right. The girls' overall record is 7-2, 2-1 in region, currently in 3rd. So they can definitely climb up within the
this week.
This week. But you were there, so you saw it. And you got it. So.
Well, here's the thing. The girls are still playing really well up at Cullowhee Creek, and, they're riding on the backs of like a solid freshman group and some junior, senior leadership, putting it all together. The coaching staff's doing a great job up there. Coley and Asher doing a great job of working. We know Asher's like the what's the word in baseball they use? Trying to think of it. You can help us out, Brandon.
What? I mean, you got to give them more.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to. The Oakland Days. The guy with the Oakland Days. That was so good.
Oh, Moneyball.
Moneyball. They're moneyballing it up there, right? So you got Coley over here putting it out on the field. You got Asher in the background moving the parts and. Is
he still limping around?
I don't think he's still limping around, but
okay.
But I found out that injury was on film. So
wow.
But anyway, so they're doing great. I got an interview with Jenny Estrada and Jocelyn Science, and we can. So hold on just a second, and we'll see you on the other side of this interview. Hey, this is Todd with Monday Night Football. I am joined by Jocelyn and by Janie, sorry. And you guys, I happened to catch you at the Northwest game, but you guys had a game at Cullowhee Creek tonight. Janie, let's start with you. You guys played North Cobb Christian tonight, not a team you guys are familiar with. So what was that like, just kind of coming out and not knowing anything about that team?
It was really nerve-wracking at first, since we haven't played them or we didn't have much to know about them. But once we started playing and kind of got the rhythm of the game, we started playing a lot better.
So did you guys, do you think you got better in the second half? Or was it just like a hard-fought game the whole time?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
And Jocelyn, let's go to you. Tonight was a big night for you. You scored your first goal for Cullowhee Creek. Turns out to be the game winner. Big goal for tonight.
Yes.
So how did you feel after the game?
I felt really good because that was the game winner, and I don't know. It was just good.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations on the win tonight. I know any win is a good win, so we'll keep following you guys the rest of the season. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, and welcome back. Thank you to Janie Estrada and Jocelyn Sands for that interview. Moving on to the boys who also took on North Cobb Christian. Omar Mendiola.
Did he make a
freaking goes off. He good for 3 goals and an assist.
Wow. So is he back from injury? Looks like he's
Omar's taking the reins of this, Cruz being absent and really stepping into that role. And and Jacobo had to have that.
Yeah.
He had to have multiple people step into that position.
Because right now, let's just look at it. Cullowhee Creek boys coming in at an overall record of 3-2, but those the 3 wins that they have are region wins. Mm-hmm. So they've only played 5 games up to date.
They're going to double that this week.
They Jacobo special. This is called the Jacobo special. They not only playing 1, they're not playing 2.
We love you, man, but it's true.
But they're playing today, Monday versus Tryon. They got a game tomorrow. They're playing Wednesday. They're off on Thursday, and then they play Murray County Region Foe on Friday.
Yeah.
So they're going to play a little Conasauga River Classic where they have to cross the river. But what did you see in this game right here? So are they starting to come around?
So yes, they are. They're firing on all cylinders. And another thing, they've gotten Diego Fryer, they got him firing on all cylinders. So it's not a one-man show up there. Cruz is, Mendiola. Johnny.
Too many Mendiolas.
Too many. Is there ever too many? Oh. But anyway, Johnny back there at center back, they got him in charge of the defense. Everything's humming right now. This weekend will make or break them. Just the sheer number of games. The toughest one is probably tonight. Tryon is a tough squad.
Okay.
Not too dissimilar from Creek or say a TDA. They're going to be scrappy. This game is usually really close, like a 2-1 or It's
and is it at home or is it away?
I'm not sure where this one's at. I want to say it's at home, but don't hold me to it.
I can tell you right now. Hold on. Let me look really quick. It is at home.
Well, that'll bode well.
So it's playing at home. So we'll see. Like I said, this is going to be a make or break. This is where the season for the boys side, we're going to see where they go. Do they run the table 4-0 and go up and improve their record to 7-2, or do they drop one? You said the toughest game because they're playing Tryon, Sonoraville tomorrow, Rockmart on Wednesday, and then they play Murray County on Friday. Right. I'm looking at that Murray County game at maybe the Tryon, obviously, but then I'm looking at Murray County.
Well, it's not
Coach Gold at Murray County. I think he's played a tough schedule at the beginning of the season. I think he's going to have them ready, especially in a region game, to play this team right here.
Yeah, and I don't know what Murray's schedule is this year. I mean, this week specifically, but having Murray at the end of the week where you know you're going to be playing a physical team after you've already played, this is your fourth game in the week, I'll be keeping an eye on that one.
So Murray County's playing LFO on Tuesday, and then obviously they play Cahola Creek on Friday.
So they'll be well rested.
Yeah, they're having 2 games where, 4. But like I said, we will see what's going to happen. I think it's got a lot of stuff to play for. There's still a lot to play in this. As mentioned, Murray County, we'll talk a little bit about them. They got their record coming into this. It's going to be, let me see here. We got Murray County. Their overall record is 3-6. They're 1-1 in region, currently in 5th, but they have a lot more games to play. I think there's 8 teams in regions. Region 7 and 2A, so there's a lot to play for. So they still have a lot of their season to look forward to. The girls are coming in at a 4-3 record. 2-6 record, 1-1, same thing. They're in 5th, so there's still a lot to play for. It's going to be a big week, and you were able to catch up with the head gaffer, right?
Yeah,
a little bit of a
talk about numero 100.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. He's a century man.
And you know what? Let's give a big congratulations to Coach Aurelio Jacobo on his 100th win. That's just a big testament. Not only that, bringing 2 state titles within that time frame. And Todd, you were able to catch up with him. So as we go to commercial break, check out this interview with Coach Jacobo from Cahola Creek.
Hey, this is Todd. Made it over to Cahola Creek for right after the game. Creek runs out 4-1 winners over North Cobb Christian. And let's just start out with the big news first. Coach Jacobo, congratulations on your 100th win here at Cahola Creek. Did you ever think when you first started that you'd be hitting the century mark?
No, I really didn't. And it wasn't until this season that I was like, hey, let's look at Maxford. Let's look back where we started. And of course, that's whenever we started looking at wins and losses and ties, and of course, you start looking at the numbers and it start adding up. And the big one is region matches. Since I picked up the team, we've lost 2 out of the 7 that we've had. So under me, so it's a good accomplishment. Of course, it's not something to settle with, but it definitely something happy to have under the belt.
Well, tonight you definitely got a dub under your belt, that 4-1 win. Who stood out for you tonight on the field?
The whole team, we've been working on filling these big holes that the previous season left us with. So I think everybody as a unit kind of started communicating more. We were more level-headed with each other. And, I'm sure those of you guys that have been here watching, like you guys have seen it. But Omar definitely, he picks his games, it seems like. And, today he stepped up. There was Johan and Yandel has stepped up as well. They've connected with each other, quick plays and putting in the back of the net. And it's something that we see out of the Creek, and it's taking us a little bit longer to find it this season.
Well, congratulations once again on your 100th win. Look forward to many more, Coach.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
Discover what a strong, locally owned community bank can do for you.
I'm Tyler Hudson of Shankley Training in Dalton, Georgia. We train a huge number of the region's aspiring soccer players. I moved my business and personal banking to Builtwell 2 years ago. It's important for me to work with a community bank where I know them and they know me. Because they make things easy for me, my bank is Builtwell.
Member FDIC.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football. We're just going to keep it rolling here.
Yeah, but before we keep it rolling, I know we're about to go to your alma mater, your side, but look, I want to, we didn't discuss this in the very beginning of the segment when we was talking about El Clásico, but all you other schools, I'm looking right at you, the camera.
Oh.
Y'all have a challenge to step up. Southeast had like a little concession concourse over there. They had Kona Ice, right? They had Una Mas selling, they sell these like energy drinks and aguas de horchata. They had Georgia Tacos.
Mm-hmm.
That is not counting what they were selling at their concession stand.
Which ain't bad.
No. And then as you come in, they have someone selling agua de horchata and some other stuff right there on the right side. So you know what? Everyone's going to have to step up to the game. Like, they had the food, and then obviously Northwest has stepped it up with Tacos El Cuñado out of Cleveland. So,
dude, it's been good. So yeah, if you're not the level has been, the bar's been raised across the board. And if we could, let's show that picture that I sent in from the game. Oh, it was beautiful at Raider Stadium that night. The way the sun was setting, the players were on the field. It was just a classic night.
It looks beautiful
soccer
out there, man. It looks like y'all were having a great, like everyone's getting ready to have a great time. So,
and it was a great time out there.
But now let's roll into Northwest Heritage. You know, I said Northwest girls coming off a 6-0 win versus Heritage. They were formerly region foes in 4A. Now they've region foes in 3A, so they can't seem to get it. But it looks like this game was a little bit more. Usually, this game's been tighter in the past.
Yes,
looks like it wasn't as tight this year.
This was a game that just the past 2 years we've been talking about between Northwest, Southeast, and Heritage.
Yes,
that was your region.
Region, correct.
Yeah,
and this year it looks like Northwest girls took it pretty handily, 6-0 win. Looks like you had goals by, you tell me here.
Jasmine, Merrill had 2, Sadie had 2, and then Yulie had another. That game was well in hand, and it was obvious that Heritage was outmatched. I did speak to someone, a friend of mine on the Heritage side. He's like, they had some significant injuries this year, but overall they were a senior heavy team last year, and they lost a lot of talent just that graduated. So kind of a rebuilding year for those guys. But Northwest just handling business as usual.
And look at them. Northwest currently girls are 5-2, 4-0 in region, puts them at top of the table in the region for that number 1 seed.
They got Woodland this week, and they got Calhoun. Kind of looking at that, Calhoun, they should handle business in both of these games. Like I'm looking at the end of this week, they should be sitting at 6-0. Nothing's guaranteed, but the schedule looks favorable for them.
Yeah, and like I said, they should control it. It looks like, they struggled there in the beginning of the season.
Tough competition.
But it looks like they've turned it around. Looks like some of their players are coming out. Looks like you were able to score a couple of interviews as well. Is that correct?
So, yeah, I got an interview with Lorelei Uten. She is just signed with Dalton State, so congrats to Lorelei for doing that. But and she was also she was carrying an injury of her own. She had her shoe off, and her foot looked about 6 colors of black and blue. And I was like, dang. So she did play that night, but obviously she was ailing. So let's go to that interview now, and we'll catch you on the other side. Hey, this is Todd with Monday Night Football. I'm joined with Lorelei Uten, who you guys just finished up pretty much a demolition of Heritage. That was a really tough game last year. I had this one marked on my calendar as maybe a region decider. So what was y'all's, how was the game tonight?
Well, we started off pretty rough, but we came back in the second half. We did pretty good, but it took a lot of energy out of us, but we got it done. We won, so.
And then secondarily, recently it was announced that you signed with Dalton State College. You're going to be a road runner next year. Have you known, like all 4 years coming up, that you wanted to play college soccer, or was this a decision later on?
I've been wanting to play since middle school, so this was really exciting for me.
Yeah, so you're going to be joining some, obviously, like several players already on the roster. So how does that feel to being able to go over there and like already be with players that you're familiar with?
It's really like a built-in family. I'm really excited. It'll be a good environment to be in.
Well, congratulations and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right.
Go ahead.
Oh no, welcome back, and thank you for getting that interview with Lorelei Uten, signee of Dalton State.
Yeah, nice.
Looks like she had a lot of stuff to talk about the game and how, looking forward to the rest of the season. So let's just see what happens for them. But now let's pivot to the Northwest boys. An unheard Northwest team that no one's really talking about here. And I know you've had a little gripe because let me just put this out there. Northwest Whitfield boys,
Say
Region 3A. They're currently undefeated, 8-0 on the season, 4-0 in region. I think they're ranked somewhere in the top 10, for sure in top 10, probably top 5 easily in the state. I haven't looked, but with that record. But Todd, what is going on with the Northwest crowd? Like, are they still hibernating? Are they not coming out of their, their spring? Are they not ready? I mean,
yeah, here's what it is. The north, as a Bruin, as a Bear, the north side of that stadium doesn't get a lot of sun, so you don't like to come out too early in the spring.
Gotcha.
You have to wait till the weather gets warm. But in all seriousness, like I would fully expect a program that Issa's created there
for both boys and girls.
Boys and girls. Over the past several years, you're looking at some of the best girls soccer in the area, some of the best men's soccer in the area, and to see the turnout up there for me as an alum, and when I go to Southeast and when I go to Dalton and I see the way Northwest, the product on the field is not reflective of the people in the stands that I see. I see, you know what I see? I see wags. I see wives and girlfriends.
Okay.
That's who I see. That's who I see.
So, like I said, Northwest handled business. They won 5-1.
Well, it was they tried to get out and muck around. Okay. Like they let Heritage get up 1-0 at halftime. You kind of felt it coming. Northwest had their chances. They kind of squandered them. Connor Stiles specifically had several that I know he would like back. And they go into halftime 1-0 on a goal. Neri Martinez couldn't do anything about it. Just a rebound it came off the crossbar, and they go into halftime 1-0 down. Now, whatever Issa said to him at halftime got into him.
Okay.
Because within about 15 minutes, Connor Stiles got a hat trick. They're up 3-1 and on cruise control, and then added a couple more insurance goals by Javier De La Cruz and Jose Padilla.
Okay, and it looks like their upcoming schedule this week, they're playing Woodland and Calhoun. Do you see anything there? You think Calhoun is it the game at the end of the week that may give them a little bit of
we'll see what happens with Calhoun, because if those of you who are paying attention to social media saw that Tino Hernandez, former Northwest coach, now at Calhoun, has announced that he is going to be moving to Dalton at the end of the year.
As a special assistant for the football team. So
right, but
not only do we cover soccer, we also cover we do Friday night football's work as well here.
You're welcome.
Yes.
So, but to that, then we saw Calhoun drop their game to Gilmer. Gilmer is not a bad team, but still a team that I would expect Calhoun to take care of. So I question the timing of the announcement and whether that was just a team being let down by Tino announcing he's leaving, or if that's who Gilmer is.
Yeah, like I said, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, maybe it was just a one-off for Calhoun in that game, but then maybe they'll come back and play it. But I see that you're able to get an interview with Neri Martinez.
And this was a pregame. He wasn't able to get his clean sheet, but
okay.
We'll
all right, we're getting ready to go to commercial break, and before we do that, catch this interview with Neri Martinez, goalkeeper from Northwest.
Hey, this is Todd with Monday Night Football. I'm joined by Neri Martinez, goalkeeper for Northwest Whitfield. You guys are sitting at 7-0, man.
Yeah.
Is there still room to improve for this team?
There's always room to improve for this team, yeah. Our shooting, our passing, even making saves, anything.
You just feel like you're still, like at the end of the day, you're just still working on basics?
Yes.
All right. And the longer you guys go undefeated, do you feel that pressure, or is it just a game-by-game thing?
We just take it game by game.
All right. And tonight you guys face Heritage, looking to move to 8-0. For you personally, what are you looking at to do out there tonight?
Save.
Just start with a clean sheet?
Yeah, clean sheet.
All right. Well, good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
I'm Dr. Michelle Little. And I'm Dr. Kayla Gibo with Foundation Direct Family Care. We wanted to start a membership-based primary care practice.
But we're doctors, not business people.
I'm Kylie Roy with Biltwell Bank. I listen to their pitch and help them scale from startup to owning their own building.
Biltwell sees the value of small businesses in the community and supports their ingenuity.
Because every business owner doesn't have an MBA, our bank is Biltwell.
Member FDIC.
Who's up for some football? That's not football. This is football. And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on. That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles. And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us.
Hey, that's our part.
Welcome back to Monday Night Football. Just talk about your north side of the county. Let's talk about some of these other schools, Todd. But before that, let's jump right into these Soccer City Cup standings. There's no change, but let's just bring it up because the Southeast Dalton game will be Soccer City at the end of the year. This was a region, so there's still a lot to play for there. But let's go to the standings real quick.
Yeah, Northwest on the girls' side, they're sitting on top with 3 points. They're ahead with goal differential. Southeast in second, then Dalton, and then Coahulla Creek. And on the boys' side, we have Northwest also sitting on top with 3 points, Southeast with 2, Coahulla Creek with 1, and Dalton yet off the mark because they haven't played a game yet.
All right.
But we'll figure all that'll get played out. Usually, I think most of the games in the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season this year. Kind of strange how the scheduling worked out. But yeah,
let's look at now. Let's go over to the other side of the Conasauga River to talk about North Murray. You know, the field of Lad McConkey that he's built that's being used now for soccer. As you know, has
it been named after?
I mean, we might as well name it Lad McConkey. You know, Lad McConkey field. I'm pretty sure it will be. But North Murray, you know, let's look at standings right now. They are coming in on the girls. They're coming in at 4-3 overall, 1-2 in the region, which puts them in 7th place. North Murray boys currently at 5-2. 3-0 in the region, undefeated, but obviously they got some big matchups to play against Coahulla Creek coming up.
That's next. We discussed that's next Thursday.
Next Thursday, not this next the Thursday of the following.
I think that may be the region decider right there.
So how do you? What do you got about North Murray you want to discuss, sir?
Well, I reached out to Coach Chambers. I got a quote from him today, and Brandon Wing bring that up. He says, "I'm super proud of the boys, and it has been a joy watching them find their identity as a team. We have a strong defensive foundation with many players finding the back of the net. We're just taking it one game at a time, but there is an underlying excitement and expectation." So that's pretty much where you want your team to be. You look at them; they're 3-0 in region, but he understands that this isn't the finished product yet, and there's still room to grow. And they got to be eyeball. I mean, they got to want to take care of business this week, which they have Ringgold and Snorville. That Ringgold matchup will be tough.
Yeah,
that'll be real tough. Remember, that's a team that took Coahulla Creek into overtime. Yep, and Creek only won in PK. So. That'll be a tough one if they get by Ringgold, and they'll have Coahulla Creek, and like I said, I think that one will be for the region marbles.
And it looks like on the girls' side, they're coming in at 4-3, 1-2, but you know, they're also going to be playing Ringgold, Snorville. Looks like they still have an opportunity there.
Yeah, Alex. So she's going to have them ready to play. That Ringgold game once again is going to be tough. Hopefully they can get a dub against Snorville and kind of stay in the conversation there for a postseason playoff spot. We'll just have to sit back and watch.
All right. And, you know, like I said, so we'll see how they do there. Big teams big games ahead for them both in 3A. But let's switch over a little bit to Christian Heritage. You know, right now Christian Heritage, they are coming in overall. Let me pull it up real quick.
I got them at 2-5.
Yeah, so the girls are coming in 2-5, 1-1 in region, 5th place. And the boys are coming in at 5-4. This past week they had I think they really didn't have that many games this past week.
So they must be about to get into their region play schedule because they're only 1-1. So
yeah, because they played the girls. So on Tuesday they did play Gordon Central. They lost, obviously, as we mentioned earlier in the show. The girls lost 3-0, and the Gordon Central boys won 1-0. But I think that scoreline's a little big. You got to remember, Gordon Central is not the team that they used to be maybe about 10, 15 years ago. Just even 4 or 5 years ago, they were making.
I know we were talking about like state quarters and semis.
Within the last 4 or 5 years, they were making runs into Elite 8 into the semifinals. Yeah. So it looks like the talent is switching. Obviously, so let's look. I mean, Christian Heritage, they lost a lot of talent.
Yeah,
it's hard for them to regroup. They lost the head coach, but it looks like they're coming along.
That's a huge transition.
Yes.
When you're talking about like. You think about the talent that's left Christian Heritage over the last 2 years. Massive amount of talent.
Yes.
And then you put in the addition of a coaching change, and which probably comes with a different coaching philosophy. That's a lot. So they're kind of back into that rebuilding. And they also rely – it's a very small school. Mm-hmm. They rely on recruiting. So there's a lot of things that go into play there that don't go into play at one of our public schools.
Correct.
Just a whole different bag of worms. So – once again, sitting there at 1-1 in region, obviously playoffs are still in their future.
It is. It's just
for the girls too, if they could turn it up.
But you got to remember the playoffs for them is a little different because they're going to get lumped in with all the private schools from
for most of the schools, the new playoff format, public school-wise, plays out well. If you're a private school, especially like if you're looking at Christian Heritage specifically, that does not look like fun.
Yeah, because you're going to have to play most likely like an Atlanta International, somebody like that, and they play very well.
Up to a size 3A. Yes. So they put 3A and below all in the same.
For private. So we'll see. And what about Murray County, the other team over there on the other side? Like, I bring up their records.
Well, here's what we know. Physical. Coach Gould is bringing a bit of touch to that. It's going to take a while to recreate that identity. Until then, I think they're still going to be falling back. You're still seeing some really tight score lines. And I remember talking to him in the preseason. He's like, that's just kind of been our MO for years. It's like, you win or lose 2-1 or 3-2 or 1-0 or something along those lines. So it's still trying to break that mold. And, on the girls' side, new coach there. But you have a very experienced squad, and you hope that those seniors are going to try to carry them through this season.
Yeah, like I said, we'll see how they do. They've have improved playing conditions from my understanding as well. There's a lot has been Murray County's putting in a lot of investments on that side, the school system, to give them the proper things. I think in the years past, the last couple of years, definitely they were having the uphill battle. But we'll see.
Funny you mention it like that, because they were the boys were practicing on a little like rise above the other field.
No, it was no pun intended when I meant that. But like I said, I think there's a lot to play for. They have everything left in the season to go for. So let's just see what happens with them. They still got.
We're gonna be getting to some games on that side of the river.
They still got the
little slow off the mark.
Yeah, but like I said, they'll get going and we'll see what happens there. But we're getting ready to go to commercial break, and we come back. We'll just discuss the upcoming games for next week.
Why should you choose OptiLink Internet?
I chose OptiLink because of the great local service. We know computers, and OptiLink knows internet with high-speed symmetrical uploads and downloads.
My customers depend on me for safety and security, and I need fast and dependable internet. That's why I chose OptiLink.
Some people say you can't have fast internet. I say, oh yes you can with OptiLink.
Experience the difference. Call today, 706-529-1313.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? What would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
And welcome back to the final segment of Monday Night Football. We're just going to jump right in here. We're going to get to this week's schedule.
The OptiLink scoreboard schedule, and we have a scoreboard and schedule. So I will start off really quick. Let's start off with a Jacobo special. I'll start off with the first half of the Jacobo special. You can finish it off. But starting off today, Monday, Cullowhee Creek playing Tryon, which you mentioned is boys only. There, it looks like it's a makeup game. Now on Tuesday, every school is playing in our area. Southeast boys and girls are playing at Hiram. Cullowhee Creek, boys and girls playing at Sonoraville. Christian Heritage playing at home versus Dade County. Dalton Academy playing at Armucci, both girls and boys. North Murray playing at Ringgold, big region game there. Murray County playing LFO, big region game there. Big one for Dalton. Dalton, Allatoona, both undefeated. This is going to decide region on either side. That's being played on Tuesday night. And then Northwest at Woodland. And those are all boys, girls. So every team is playing on Tuesday. And Todd, and then Wednesday, I will name the last part of the trifecta. Cullowhee Creek playing only boys at Rockmart. And then Todd, finish out the schedule there, and then you can give me your thoughts.
Okay, let me catch up to where you were. All right, and on Thursday, Northwest boys and girls playing Calhoun. We also have Christian Heritage at Coosa. Both of them. Yep. Dalton Academy at Oakwood Christian. That's the girls only. Friday, Southeast versus Cartersville. That's both. Dalton versus Cedartown. Both. North Murray, Snorville. That is both. And then Cullowhee Creek, finishing off the fourth game for the boys of Cullowhee Creek and Murray County. Girls at 5:30,
And,
boys at
and really
7:30.
quick, Todd, I didn't realize that, but in the last 35 seconds, Color Creek, 4 games we've already talked about. But yes, Dalton boys, they're playing Alatoona, but they're also I forgot about Cedartown.
Yeah, they got Cedartown.
Cedartown's a very sneaky squad that is playing very pesky soccer right now. I think they're
historically a very good program.
And they only have 1 loss, but they're going to have to come into the den of Harmon Field, and we'll see how that goes. And it's a Friday nights under the lights. But like I said, get out there, support all your local soccer teams.
It goes for you too, north end of the county.
But make sure you support all your local soccer, especially because they have some good tacos out there at Bruin Stadium. And with that, we'll see you all next week. Thank you for watching Monday Night Football.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
Why should you choose OptiLink Internet?
When I work from home, I need fast, reliable internet. OptiLink provides that with no hidden fees.
Our customers depend on us for great service and quality.
And that's why we chose OptiLink Internet.
As we serve the needs of our clients, we need reliable internet service. That's why I chose OptiLink as my hometown provider.
Some people say you can't get fast internet. I say, oh yes you can with OptiLink.
Experience the difference. Call today.
Discover what a strong, locally owned community bank can do for you.
I'm Tyler Hudson of Shankley Training in Dalton, Georgia. We train a huge number of the region's aspiring soccer players. I moved my business and personal banking to Builtwell 2 years ago. It's important for me to work with a community bank where I know them and they know me. Because they make things easy for me, my bank is Builtwell.
Member FDIC.
Here's 2 of the nicest guys in the car business.
Hey, it's Eddie and Greg from North Georgia Toyota.
We're taking a little break from doing commercials, do a little fishing.
Hey, I'm not fishing, I'm catching.
All right, hang in there, don't let it get away.
Don't let your big deal get away at North Georgia Toyota.
Greg, some listeners gonna say, we can't do that. What do we say?
We say, oh yes, we can.
And it's only at North Georgia Toyota in Dalton. Come see us. Bring it in.
To advertise your business on TV, contact Elliott Media at 706-529-4237.